Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I did this really cute nail set. So let's jump right into it. So I'm making this nail set for a customer. I actually never really get the chance to do long almond that often, and it's one of my most favorite shapes ever. This is the shape that I love and I have been loving to put on myself as well. If I do ever do my nails, which you guys know I don't do them that often, but I love this shape. It's so underrated and I feel like it makes everybody's hands look so pretty. So you can also round out the edges if you want a little bit more, but I just left it like this. I round them slightly before I start applying my base coat gel, which is what I'm doing now in the video. And then once I'm done with the base coat and curing that, then I'm going and getting started on the actual base color of the nail set. So I am going to put the inspo photo if I can find it, because I did make this nail set a few weeks ago, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to find it still in my phone. So I'm starting off with this layer of a color called number 17 from Nailsslayedbyval. This is just a really nice kind of like mauve-y, I don't even know if it's called mauve, like maybe rosy mauve type of base, and it is a little bit of a darker nude. And I'm just going in and doing this for all of the nails, and then I'm going to be going in on top with a lighter nude color from Beetles. And I am curing in between each layer. I do cure after every layer that I do, but I like to work on every single nail all at once rather than working on every single nail individually. Because of the nail stands that I have, like I have these nail stands that are all connected, so I like to do all 5 nails at once if I can. If I'm not doing a really intricate design that can get messed up, I usually do all of them at once, which is what I'm doing here. So yeah, now I'm going in with the lighter color. This is it right here, IB072 from Beetles. And then I am doing just one layer just to make it look a little more milky, because if I would have done 2 layers of the other darker nude, it would have just looked a little different than what I'm needing for this nail set. So anytime I get a inspo photo from a customer, I always try to replicate the base color as perfectly as I can, unless they instruct otherwise. Like sometimes I'll have people that'll tell me, can you actually make the base color a little more of a pink? Can you make the base color a little bit darker or a little bit lighter? So I will usually adjust to whatever they want. And if they don't request anything if they don't specifically request anything different, then I will make the nails with the base color that is in the original photo, just to make everything look really pretty and match exactly what they wanted. Because if they chose that inspo photo, chances are they like the base color and everything that comes with it, because, you know, I feel like people like to see what looks good together. They like inspo photos because it shows what nude color looks good with the design. And I noticed that people that are not experienced in nail designs, like how we are that do nails, they usually don't know what base colors to choose with what type of design, because it really does make a difference. Like if I would have chosen a different type of base color for this nail set, maybe it wouldn't go as pretty as this one did. So, and I'm speaking like more peachy, like more peach or more orange. Honestly, it just depends to what you prefer, and then also what looks good with the design. So I'm going in with this V French type of design. Fun fact, this is actually one of the first French designs I ever tried almost 5 years ago, or more than 5 years ago, when I first had to create a French tip nail. It was something very similar to this, but it was a V French like this, where it's slightly like more of an open V rather than a very straight V. I don't know how to explain it, almost like a curved V. And I just remember struggling so bad on that specific type of V French. I was really struggling with it because it was just one of those things where I just didn't know what I had to use, and I was using a shorter brush, and you definitely need a longer brush for something like this so your lines are even on both sides. If you go in with a really short brush, there's chances that any little shake in your hand or any little movement that you don't want to be there will definitely show, because with a long brush you have a little more freedom with like shakiness and everything like that. The brush just stays a little more still. I don't really know how to explain it any better than that, but I'm using the same brush to fill in with the white gel polish because I want this to be very seamless. And I notice when I try to fill it in with the actual brush that comes with the bottle, it just is not as seamless as it is when I use a liner brush like this. So it may take a little longer, a few more extra seconds to fill it in, but I prefer it this way because it is very, very seamless and I love it. I think it's the thinness of the liner brush that makes it apply so evenly when you're filling in. Kind of the same type of effect when you're using like, what are those shoes, those spiked shoes that people use when they paint floors or put flooring liquids down. They use those spiked shoes and it leaves dots once they're walking in it, but as soon as they walk away, it fills itself back up. It's the same kind of effect with the liner brush, if you know what I mean. I hope that makes sense. That is the only way I can explain that as well as I can for anyone that's just a beginner or doesn't really know what I'm talking about. And I did notice as well that there is some missing spots at the very tips of the nails whenever I do long almond. Like I said, I don't get to do them that often. Sometimes I might miss little spots here and there, but I always go back and fill them in if I miss anything. I never leave it with any paint missing like that. So yeah, and that's all I'm doing for all of the nails here. Every single nail is going to have this V French type of design. And I honestly have not done this type of design ever since years ago, like I mentioned. So it was kind of fun going back and trying something new that I once struggled with so bad. This is a really great way to see growth and just like realizing, you know, how far you've come along and like how long it's been, how long I've been on this journey. So yeah, that's just something that I really like with, you know, having to do the same design again, but like years later. It's like so fun to just see how you can improve it. So yeah, I don't really know what else to say, so I'll just let you guys watch this part. Now I'm just getting started on drawing little tiny roses or rosettes. These are just going to be so simple and easy. I'm grabbing a dark pink, kind of like a fuchsia type of color, and I'm going in with the dotting tool and I'm dotting on little random dots, almost like if I was going to create like a leopard print. If you guys know how to create that type of design, just kind of random dots everywhere, almost like jelly bean shapes. They could be circle shaped, little blobs, literally whatever you want. This is going to be the base for our rosettes, and then now I'm going in with the lighter pink and kind of dabbing it on there and kind of mixing the colors together, but not mixing them to where it's perfect. Like you want to see the contrast between both colors and kind of make it look like dotted on and make it look like little flowers. You guys will see what I mean in a second. It may not look perfect at first. I may have to go back in. Sorry, oh my gosh. I may have to go back in a few different times with the different colors and kind of go back and forth and just see what works. But doing this design is a really easy way to create tiny little flower details that is not hard to do. It's so simple and you can really have fun with it. Use a variety of colors and it'll look like little flowers. Adding the dark pink really makes all the difference though, because this is a white base. It's just like better to go on top of it with the darker pink because it stands out a little more. So you'll see me here going back in with the darker pink to kind of fix that. And then what really brings it all together is when you add little leaves. You'll see in a second how that ends up looking. It looks really cute with the leaves because it makes it look way more like flowers than it does right now. So here I am going in with little leaves, and when you see it from like a little bit of a distance or just really quick, it looks really cute. It just looks like dainty little flowers that are just hand painted, and it doesn't look so perfect. I love stuff like this because I've always painted my whole life, and I just love when things look actually painted, like hand painted, and kind of just I don't know, there's a word for it. What is it? There's like a painting term for a type of art that looks like this. It's just not perfect. It's like, I don't know what it's called. I wish I knew, but I have it like in my head, but I don't know. And yeah, so I'm adding the leaves with this like sage green color, and then in the original inspo photo it did have a bow charm in the center, so I am applying a bow charm, and the charm did have a little tiny rhinestone, so I am going to basically make my bow charm with the rhinestone by adding a rhinestone on it, whereas the original inspo photo did have a bow charm that came with a rhinestone, I think. So yeah, you'll see how I kind of switch that up there and do that. And I'm doing the same thing to the other hand here, just adding little leaves, and it looks really, really cute. I love the way this design looks. It's honestly so pretty for spring or summer, but it just gives spring. Like this V French with the little tiny roses is so pretty. And then the charm I'm adding here, I'm kind of just put on a big glob of gel, and I'm fixing the bow to make it as centered as possible, and then making sure that the edges are nice and seamless as well, so that there's no parts of the bow sticking out. I definitely don't want this bow getting snagged or anything like that. I added the rhinestone, and now I'm going in with my top coat, my glossy top coat, and I'm just top coating the entire thing, including the charm and including the rhinestone. So I'm doing that on all of the nails, and I'm just making it as even as possible. Anytime you're doing a stiletto or a long almond type of nail, you want to make sure to wipe down the sides so that you don't lose that really nice almond shape. Sometimes with almond nails, the gel can drip to the sides, so you just want to, it honestly drips down to the sides no matter what design you do, but I feel like it's a little more forgiving with square, and with almond it's like any little lump you can really see it because the sides are so sleek. I don't know if that makes sense, but because I'm not filing these nails, there's no room for filing like there is on a square nail where you can really crisp up the shape. This nail set has to have the really nice shape because I'm not going to go back and shape it. You know what I mean? Because I usually file my nails at the end of every nail set, but for a long almond, I do not need to file or do anything. It is basically done after I'm done curing, and I can put them in the box, which is why this is one of my favorite shapes. Honestly, I don't like to file, but I love the way filed nails look because they're so crisp and clean, but filing is not one of my favorite tasks. Once the nail set was all finished and put away, this is how it turned out in the box. They are so cute and so pretty. I really love this nail set. I really hope you guys enjoyed it as well. And if you did, please don't forget to leave a like, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.